Alright, what's up guys? Today we've got a best of 5, and we've got Yeet in the bottom left corner here as the GDF, and in the top right we've got My Eyes. This is Yeet. He's just been changing his name because he's been experimenting with trebuchets, which I certainly would expect to see on this map. Okay. Yeet's been experimenting with some pretty good builds recently. Even invented a new one on Emptied Hopes that's really good against GDF, so I'm excited for that map as well. Yeah, Yeet's been doing 3 refinery builds. I think My Eye's going to be going with 1. Let's see. He's got the fast development doctrine already. He's sending 2 scouts up to here. Oh, never mind. Sending 1 over here. One scout, 1 engineer. Then 1 scout this way for My Eyes. Yeah, he went first scout here, so there's no way that he can get his field scout into that building. So he's just going to send it up here to get vision up there. No contesting the TPC down here. He's going to get it fine. Yeah, that's something I like to do too. I try to get my field scout all the way down here. I don't think he's going to make it though. Looks like he's going to beat him to it, so he's going to have both corners here. Yeah, it's important. A lot of guys forget about putting a field scout in this building. So if your enemy steals that, that's not a good time. It's going to delay your mission control capture here by a lot. Both guys do get both of their TPCs though. Field scout going to go up there and die, not paying attention there. No more doctrines as of yet. Definitely can't afford them too fast. Yeah, I've been liking this spread he's got going on here. I've actually been trying it with a power plant first. You can throw your first power plant up into this corner and then use your factory to give you some build radius for your refinery. That works decently too, but barracks is fine as well. Did he actually move his MCV? I think he did. Yeah, he moved his MCV to get the build radius actually. I really don't think that's necessary. Harvester count is even so far. Actually, an MCV move for Yeet. Yeah, you can do that. He's got plenty of money though, so this time could be spent building something else with his MCV though. It's not that hard to get an engineer down into here. It's pretty safe also. Pretty safe expansion. Yeah, I don't know why that wasn't in the building. So it looks like Yeet has destroyed the bridge here. Actually cut off his own sentinel, but yeah, he should be able to get that away. I guess not. Okay, doctrines are coming up on online now, so you will see. He's moving this MCV again, actually. Yeah, he's going to send it down to the low ground as well. Specialist pod out for My Eyes first. He's getting some riot troopers you saw there. Yeah, that satellite is going to put Yeet ahead in harvesters by 1. He's got specialist pod already. Specialist pod's the yellow one. The red one here is the riot pod. So I'm curious if he's going to get some fast snipers or something else. Snipers are very good in either matchup against either faction. harvester count's widening and even more. Not a fan of this factory placement. This is kind of vulnerable over here. Not really need to put your production. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty nice. That's why this mission control is good. You can just tuck everything in the corner here, and you can't get flanked. You can only attack. You can even stuff it like right here in front of your, behind your MCV, and it won't really get attacked from any sides, unless your opponent comes all the way around here, which is unlikely. So it's kind of pretty exposed, I would say. Grenades out for Yeet. I mean, excuse me, my eyes. But Yeet's definitely in the lead here. He's got the better economy and more solid army at the moment. Yeah, I'm not sure what this pressure is trying to accomplish. He's just going to use a couple units here for free. Couple bad rally points here too. Set in some yeah, he does get the snipers actually, so those are going to be nice. But the rest of his army's not looking too great at the moment. Now a barracks here is actually pretty decent because you can use this to hold the choke point better, especially because of the garrisoning and the comms. So I don't mind that placement. Yeet is going to get this TPC though. Destroyed the bridge, so cut off access. Yeah, even if you're going to put that factory this close, I mean, either way, you should be building a harvester out of there. Probably, you don't really need two. You don't really need two refineries for this. This mines out pretty fast. You have to shift your focus to this expansion and even this one a lot faster than it seems on this map, because the fields are all very, very small and or not very dense with Tempest. You can see these pods are a lot bigger than even this field right here. Yeah, some good barracks placement by Yeet. That's got to totally block off this area. If you allow the GDF to stuff their army into this line right here, it's going to give them good surface area to tackle the expansion here. But Yeet knows that, so he's going to prevent it. I've seen a couple sentinels down. Doesn't really have to lose that first one though. Not sure what he sent 2 for. It's usually good on this map to keep a sentinel through here, or even just a field scout, just so you can see if your opponent's coming down the lane. Because if your opponent is if your army is out of position, for example, if you're all the way over here, that same thing I just mentioned could happen, where his opponent gets his army stuffed in here, it just goes to town on this expansion. Yeet does have satellite up now though. Let's see if anyone's got tier 3. Tier 3 just came up, the data core for Yeet. A couple seconds behind on his data core for my eyes. Let's see. I wish I could see. Okay, the population is looking like. Oh, that's cool. It actually shows the specialists here. I did not realize that till now. 1 sniper versus 2 snipers. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, he's actually caught up here, but his army size has caught up, but he's still at an income disadvantage. Yeah, Yeet is already thinking pretty far ahead. He's already got this expansion up here, but my eyes doesn't have this one or this one yet. So this looks like it's going pretty late game, but Yeet's definitely going to have an advantage going into it. Yeah, definitely at least snipe this TPC while you're here. Gonna actually take this TPC back. Let's see, I'm not sure which this one is, but I'm 90% sure it's the Trebuchet. This map can turn pretty campy because of the choke points here. If you pretty much siege up some Trebuchets, there's not really much the GDF can do with the ground army. So that's why you see him moving in. He's going to try to get in there before any Trebs come online, but it looks like Yeet is aware of this. Yeah, he sees a Sentinel coming and he's going to know his army's there. comms rig for my eyes as well. Let's see what he has. So, okay, trebuchets coming up, Tempest artillery coming up, but it looks like there's no comms. There's no mobile comms here for Yeet. He's just got the 3 specialists, so it looks like he's going to be playing very defensively around his building to generate comms like the barracks. And maybe you'll see an airfield up soon. Yeah, it's kind of too late. There's no way he's going to be able to fight into this. This just became a pretty campy game. Let's see how many he's got here. 3, 4, 5 trebuchets. 6. Income is still around the same for now, but it's not going to stay that way for long. He's almost got the 6th doctrine, which actually gives you bonuses for the trebuchets, including range and damage for marked targets. Yeah, he doesn't have any comms up here, but he honestly might not need it. He doesn't have any tier 3 for himself, so I'm not sure how he's going to be able to defend this. You kind of have to go turrets yourself or trebs, because if the GDF can just roll over you with trebuchets. Yeah, oh, he actually leaves them in the open. He's going to lose one here, but this is still a good attack from Yeet here. Very clumped army over here. Should definitely target this area. The trebs. Yeah, this is bad positioning from my eyes. You gotta get your army wrapped around more. Comms are not deployed. He's not getting any comms right now either. And that blast is gonna shut down all of his vehicles, so this looks like his entire army is gonna get shredded. Yeah, it deploys it too late there. The other thing is he should have used a lot of mines. A lot of players forget about this fact. The comms rig can lay mines for free, so he could have had mines almost all the way up this channel, and that would have really hurt Yeet's attack. But this is pretty much going to be over, I think. Without any artillery himself, he's not going to be able to defend this. Yeah, Maulers aren't going to do anything, sorry. He's got turrets on this side, but this side was already really well defended, so he didn't notice that he was coming in on the left side. That's why I said you could have a scout down here. Yeah, that's gonna be it. GG for Yeet. Kind of slow there with that MCV move, I think, but besides that, really well managed game for army, economy, tech. All that flowed pretty well. That's GG for my eyes. Yeah, you can see the economy advantage. My eyes just a little too slow getting his tech and his expansions there. Wasn't really under any pressure, so there's not much of a reason he couldn't have done that. Yeah, 11 versus 8. There you go. Game 2 here on altitude. They kept the same colors, thankfully, so that's not confusing. Actually, no, they switched. Why did they switch colors? Oh man. So, yeah, so now we have my eyes as the blue and Yeet as the green, GDF. This map is kind of the same bridges out. It's got 2 lanes on either side, but it's a lot more open. It's a lot harder to camp. So this should be, if, let's say Yeet does the same thing, where he brings trebuchets up one side, you can at least have some counterplay going to the expansion here, possibly. So I'm curious to see if Yeet does the same thing here. Oh, yeah, I already forgot. This is Yeet. Yep. So Yeet is sending out 2 field scouts. My eyes just sending up 1. Now, a good build for this map that a lot of GDFs don't know is you can do the three refineries like Yeet is usually doing. Yeah, so Yeet's got the 3 refineries again with the fast development again. But by the time, if you go 3 engineers, you can have 1 engineer here and here, and your 3rd one can get to this mission control. And by the time your 3rd refinery is done, you'll be ready for a vehicle bay, almost the exact time if nothing goes wrong. So you can send your vehicle bay down here, and then you'll have some harvesters going before you get your 2nd refinery up, here, and you can get that expansion very quickly. So looks like my eye's definitely not doing that, but let's see if Yeet will attempt that. Looks like no, he's already he hasn't made a 3rd engineer, so it looks like that's not going to happen. But I've had a lot of success with that build in the past. My eyes is getting a lot of the expansions, the building, excuse me. So that's looking pretty good. He has some vision this time. That's one of the things he could do better, have more awareness of what the opponent is doing and his troop movements. So that's good. He's actually getting this expansion before Yeet. So let's see if he can get an economy advantage this game. No doctrines for my eyes yet. Yeet again with the harvester advantage early though, because he went for that refinery cell, so now he's got an extra one. Okay, I would expect a harvester coming out of here. Yeah, it's not, that's the kind of the point of the vehicle bay, right? So you don't have to sell a refinery if you put it here. You can just throw it right next to the field immediately and have and by the time your vehicle bay produces the first harvester, this refinery will be done, so you immediately have 2 harvesters going on that one refinery, which is what you usually want. Early satellite, again for my eyes, getting some grenades out, try to clear some buildings. Yeah, see, that's what Yeet has done here. He put a vehicle bay first, so yeah, definitely way ahead in economy. That move definitely helps out. Looks like my eyes was actually eco-blocked there for a second. That refinery took a while. Yeah, it's tough going fast development if you can't afford it. If you're going to go fast development, you pretty much want 3 refineries in your main, so you can sell one and get that 50% bonus. Get 50% sell bonus back. He's getting a GAT here. I'm not really sure why. I don't know if he's scouted something or he's scared of a... Maybe he's scared of a riot medic push, but he's gone for satellite here. Excuse me, specialist pod. So kind of same thing as last time, trying to get an early sniper out. Yeah, you can sell this refinery at this point, not really needed. Actually going 3 vehicle bay. Let's see, with only 7 I don't think he can afford that. This field's gonna mine out like immediately, so if you're gonna go 3 harvesters, you would want it on this field probably. This one takes a lot longer to mine out. He's building even another harvester here. I don't get it. You have to have those extra harvesters at your expansion here because this field is gigantic. He's going to transfer these immediately as soon as this runs out. I would honestly send them now. They're not really doing it. Okay, he's actually moving one over here. So yeah, that's fine, but this is not giving you a lot of value right now, so I would move all but one up to here, to be honest, so you can get a lot of economy from this big patch. Sentinel drone op coming out of Yeet. He's got 2 vehicle bays, and he's now getting a satellite. My Eyes is ahead in doctrines actually, so he's got some infantry buffs at the moment from that left side, and the comms buff that is. Not hurting for money anymore, but his army is looking pretty small. Let's see. So he goes comms officer this time, actually. I forgot to mention. Comms officer, that guy on the right, you can see. But the comms work does work, you just have to pay attention to it, to be honest. Like, I usually have it in a control group by itself, just so you can deploy and undeploy it fast. Oh, he's actually going to pick off this TPC here with the Sentinels. It's a decent play. Yeah, same situation. He's got 2 lanes, so he's putting a Sentinel where his main army isn't. So if he sees any army up there, he'll immediately transfer his army up top. But he obviously knows that My Eye's main army is down here. Yeah, he's already got Trebs up. Same situation last time. Not really the same, but somewhat, because you really can't attack into T1, into artillery with T1. In GDF mirrors, it just doesn't go well. Your armies are very squishy. Yeet's run into the same problem actually. He had some harvesters waste some time over here. Has to transfer them to the big field. But still though, he's got such an advantage economy wise, even with this extra harvester count over here. Big fight coming out here. A lot of drone ops for Yeet. Yeah, My Eyes should retreat. This is a beacon he just dropped, so it's going to give him comms. So you definitely don't want to fight that as GDF unless you have to. Comms officer gets sniped. So no more comms for this army unless he has a beacon of his own. Yeah, you can't fight this army. You should not push into this. He's got way too much. Especially with the hunters mixed in, those sentinels are not going to do anything if their hunters are microed properly. First Treb comes online. Does My Eyes have tier 3? He does, so he can at least build turrets. I would at least recommend 1 turret right now so you can defend from the tier 1 and delay. But, like I said, without Trebs of his own, I'm not sure what he's going to be able to do for this push. Pretty risky moving them up in front like that, to be honest, but yeah, this is tough. This is going to be a little bit late, I think. And even still, the Trebs outrange the artillery with comms, so even the artillery itself won't really be enough to defend. This is getting really close. If he's paying attention, he can snipe all these guys right now, actually, but he's not looking. Yeah, he lost his window. Yeah, see, look at that. Look how far that range is. What does he have for comms? Okay, he does have an officer. That's how he's doing that. Gets a Tempest chaff down, but it's kind of the same situation as the last game with the Trebs. You have to focus and answer with either Trebs yourself or... Yeah, you can't even really go DCUs because the intel yield nerfs have affected DCUs very, very hard, so you're not going to be able to get them up by this time. It is an option to try to go Quellers. You could go Quellers to kind of try to, like for example, fly around to the behind example and snipe these guys from the back, but besides that, not many people have tried that, so I'm not sure if it'll work, but besides that, you pretty much have to have Trebs of your own or you're cooked. And yeah, that's kind of gotta be it here again. Trebs have only become a thing recently. The last patch buffed, I think it was their movement speed and something else. But I know at least their movement speed was buffed, so they can actually get across the battlefield in a decent time now, finally. But yeah, once you can get them, they're They're pretty hard to break. Their specialty is against infantry, but if you've got this many, they're going to absolutely shred any tier 1 and 2 that GDF has. That's the other thing. There's just not enough armor against them to last long enough. So the thing is, he actually killed all of Yeet's tier 1 army, so if he did have Quellers, this would be the time that they would actually pay off, because they wouldn't be contested at all. But yeah, that's going to be GG. Okay, game 3 here. My Eyes has chosen to go back to Bridges out, and he's actually going with Dynasty now. So he wasn't able to adjust to Yeet's Trebuchet build. I kind of explained the answer to it already, but it looks like he hasn't practiced it going Trebs himself, so he's going to try out Dynasty to see what he can do. This is kind of a good GDF map if they can survive until they get tier 3 up, but the potential difference is he's going to be able to probably pressure earlier, so we'll see if he can delay Yeet to get some pressure on him before the tier 3 comes up. But my guess is he's going to make My Eyes do something different here. I think he's going to not change it if it's not fix it if it isn't broken. Go with the same build here for Yeet, is what I'm guessing. Let's see. Nothing crazy so far. He's got both buildings here. This is actually important to get both buildings because, yeah, like he's trying to do, you can actually sneak a field scout or a guard in there because the guard's DPS is not enough to kill it before it gets into that building. So even if you garrison just this one, you can pretty much deny the technician from getting in. So that's a pretty smart move by My Eyes. Oh, he's just gonna lose that race, I think. Oh, the attack moved though. Get into the bunker. Get in. Get in. Okay. Yep, same build here so far. I'm curious if he does that MCV move every time. I'm gonna be. I really would like to see them take that mission control. It does give you intel as well, by the way. Like, capturing any neutral structure will give you 5 intel. I'm actually not sure if it's different for TBCs, but at least for the non-economy ones, it is 5 intel. So it's not like you're just losing the cost of the engineer. You're actually getting that in return at least. It's a good GDF bonus. 5 intel is a lot now. It takes a lot of effort to afford all the things you need for GDF. That's going to be changing in this next patch, but at the moment it's really essential to get some intel early if you want to get some good units for the first fight. That's one reason I've been preferring Comms Rig to Comms Officer, because intel is so tight, so you get the benefits of having a cheaper unit, and as well as that, you can go 3 snipers instead of 2, because the Comms Officer takes up a specialist slot, obviously. So yeah, he is going to do that MCV move after the 3rd refinery, or 4th, I guess, technically. But yeah, there's no reason he couldn't have sent an engineer down there in this whole time. He definitely had the money for it. He's got almost 4K. Let's see, he's actually going specialist, so he's going for a rush here. Let's see what type of rush it is. Specialist after 2 factories, definitely rush incoming. I'm not sure if he's scouting this. He doesn't really have any units across his part of the map. So I'm not sure what he's... Yeah, he's going with Call a Guard. And a salvage van, actually. Looks like he's going to do some flame turret buildings right now and plop those down when he gets into Yeet's base. Not much army for Yeet yet. He's got some drone ops, but that is not going to deal with infantry at all. So, without any sentinels or... Oh, he's got one coming down here, so he's going to scout this. This is crucial, actually. If he gets down here and sees this, he's going to have plenty of time to know what's coming. Yep, there you go. He just switched into sentinel production immediately. Throwing down another barracks here to try to defend. I think this is going to be stopped. I think he saw it way too long in advance. The flame is, yeah, he doesn't have any pillagers with this either, actually. He goes for a machinist and he's going into boar tanks, which is interesting. At this point, you might want to wait for the boars. Throw some flame turrets down. A barracks, interesting. I would have probably done a flame first. I'm not sure if this is going to do it. Probably send those boars in to crush, to be honest. Yeah. Yeah, but that's kind of trickling in. What's his army doing? Yeah, honestly, probably should have waited until these boars and machinists were ready. I have the same problem with Dynasty. I tend to rush in too fast. But if you wait that extra 30 seconds and get all 3 specialists up, it can hit so much harder. He's not out of this yet, but it definitely makes it tough from this perspective. He's got to regroup his army here, or he's going to get crushed. He can deal with his sentinels, but as soon as these drone ops show up, it's not going to be fun. I would not push into this right now. I think he's going to sit back in macro. He's behind by 3, but he should be able to recover. Yeah, you can't be doing it. You can't throw your army away again. Yeah, it's not going to get it done. Igniters are good, but he killed the rest of your DPS. So he's going to be able to out-micro this. Yeah, I think that could have worked if you waited for the boars, actually, but I'm also not sure why you went boars anyway. Why not just go pillagers? Like, you're going fire because you need anti-infantry, but that's exactly what pillagers are for. You can crush the infantry, force them to split up so they can't attack, and they explode on them and kill a bunch at once, so I'm not sure why you chose boars there. You've already got plenty of anti-tank from the machinists, because all the GDF has at this point was the sentinels, so those aren't really damage soakers for anti-armor. He's actually close in economy again, but you can see the army difference. It's almost double for Yeet. Gonna take out this TPC here. Yeah, look how far ahead he is in doctrines now. He fended that off without much army damage, so he put all of his economy into upgrades. Because he knows he can afford it. Going airfield here, so let's see what he gets. First time seeing airfields. He's got 120 intel, so he can pretty much build whatever he wants. That's something that you pretty much have to get after the first fight. Besides that, you're not going to get up to intel that high. But he doesn't actually have any specialists or anything, so I'm not sure what he's spending his intel on. He got the specialist pod, so I would expect some Snipers, especially since he knows he has Specialist Pod, snipers shut down anything that the Dynasty can build for Specialists. I think pretty much everything gets one shot by snipers with the stealth ability. So as long as you can see them in this blob, you should be good. Yeah, they are kind of hard to see though. You can only really tell from the machinist aura. Like, it's really hard to see that line officer though in the crowd. Better expansion this time though for my eyes. He's still behind in economy though because of that start. Okay, so now we know the right side is the trebuchets. The right side, so a tower will pop up on the left side for drone ops. Excuse me, DCUs, drone control units. So we know he's going for trebuchets again, and there's not really anything the Dynasty can do to stop it at the moment. I think he's going to try to go matchsticks, but I think he's given Yeet too much of an advantage. His army's still extremely small for this stage of the game. 1, 2, 3, 4, only 4 factories after 10 minutes. That's very low count. He does get matchsticks, but yeah, so matchsticks might actually be the Queller counterpart in a scenario where you can sort of focus down the trebs, but this is not the ideal situation. So he's already kind of very far behind an army, so there's a lot of things that can pick off those matchsticks, especially if you only got 1 or 2 of them. He's got to really send some guys down this lane to figure out what Yeet is doing. I'm sure he already knows that there's going to be trebuchets, but he's got to give himself every advantage he can to get back into this. He's got to figure out where Yeet's army is and play to that. Spy drone's coming in. Gonna get even more intel and see where the army is. There's no way you're attacking into this, right? Yeah. Just clear that out. You gotta get some, probably MLRS too, because I don't think either of the tier 3 units for Dynasty can handle trebs. Oh, these rigs are AFK the whole time. That was like a minute or so they've been there. These guys send them up here. He's actually going for vehicle health. So, I don't think that's doable on this map. This map is, especially if you get 2 idle harvesters, oh man, you gotta send them up here. There's nothing over here. This field's gonna mine out soon. Usually as Dynasty, if you can't control this corner and this corner, you're kind of screwed. If you give GDF this much economy for free, then they're just gonna turtle and slow crawl to you. Dynasty is gonna have money problems, especially if they're not even mining from this field in its entirety. So he's mined out here. He is almost, besides the root regrowing, he's mined out here. So he's basically gonna be mined out in about a minute here. He's going to have 1 rig going, so that's going to hard stop him from building anything. Yeah, MLRs are good. That can help defend the push and kill the trebs, but again, we've got 2 rigs just chilling here, so his army's going to not be able to grow very much in a minute here. He's actually walled off. That's funny. That's actually a good use for them. So he's walled off to buy himself some time if an attack comes, which is actually happening. However, I don't think he needs it, to be honest. He's going to have plenty of time to move his army over. He actually goes back, yeah. That's smart. He's going to slow crawl his trebs here, maybe? No. Yeah, I mean, he's got this locked down. I don't think Dynasty's getting in here. One thing you can do, if the MCV were still here, you could do... Speaking of MCV, he's got 3 here. Poor tanks just get shelled for no reason. So one thing you actually can do, you can actually get a bunch of demolitionists and drop them onto the MCV, and it'll kill it in like 2 seconds using the hammer hand. Just take 6 of them, I think, and just drop them off here. That'll kill it immediately. Yeah, this attack is not going to get anything done. He's got so many rigs doing nothing, and you can see his economy is about to go out. Nothing left. No rig transfer. I mean, even if he's got this field, like I said before, it's just a losing battle at that point if GDF has still got this expansion up. Yeet is just making an absolute fortress here because he knows there's nothing the Dynasty can do. He knows they're going to mine out very soon. He should actually get DCU now. He's got the intel for it. Oh, there you go. Perfect timing. So he's going to build some DCUs now. He can only afford 4, which is very funny. What's that? 7... Not even. He can only afford 3. He just purchased 1, you can see. Went down 70. Oh, he's actually trying it. I think I missed it. Oh, he's dropping some, he's trying to drop igniters? That's weird. Maybe that was just a distraction, but this is still locked down way tighter than he can handle. You need levelers for this, honestly, at this point. But that's the other problem. Like I already said, he's not going to have the economy for levelers. So, yeah, this is a tough spot for the Dynasty. Yeet is looking like a campaign mission right now. He's absolutely locked down. Yeah, he's even targeting the bridge here, so this is something that's been happening in the new 3v3 map. You pretty much just set up a turret and you target the bridges down so it's impossible for any ground units to cross. That's pretty much how you play the 3v3 map, and it's going to work out well for him here too. Oh man, that's so funny. He actually built a gate. You never see this in multiplayer, but he is feeling pretty confident here. He can set his base up like that. Yeah, he's just going to call it. He knows he can't break that, and he's broke. GG to Yeet. Well played series. Really good showcase of the trebuchets for this patch. That's going to be... I think they'll get better. I think they'll be able to contest more once the DCU nerf comes in, the DCU cost reduction, so there'll be more chance for counterplay with them, but besides that, there's not really a good answer for them in GDF mirrors at the moment. So yeah, GG's guys.
I don't know, dude. I just felt like trolling.
Yeah, that was funny.
No, you played